China is rapidly modernizing its navy, nearly launching warships every month or two. Official media reports say China plans to manufacture more aircraft carriers to match the strength of the U.S. Navy. China is struggling to find enough trained pilots to operate fighter jets from aircraft carriers, prompting its navy with 2 carriers commissioned and another launched in June, to speed up its pilot training program, a media report in Beijing said. Defense experts say that while China is producing aircraft carriers at a faster pace, it is still a work in progress for the J-15 carrier-based fighter jet, which is declared too heavy to be placed on an aircraft carrier. The People's Liberation Army Navy (PLAN) is struggling to meet the growing demand for onboard fighter jet pilots who are qualified to operate the J-15 jets built specifically for aircraft carriers. The plant has accelerated its carrier-based fighter jet pilot training program in the decade since commissioning its first aircraft carrier, the Liaoning, but the lack of a fighter trainer specifically designed for carrier-based operations has hindered progress, according to an article published in Ordnance Industry Science Technology, a Chinese military magazine. With Fujian, China's third and most advanced aircraft carrier, which began sea trials last week, the PLA needs at least 200 qualified carrier-based fighter jet pilots to operate the 130 shipborne aircraft, Beijing-based naval expert Li said. Jia. By the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post on Saturday. The Fujian is equipped with advanced electromagnetic catapults, similar to those on the U.S. aircraft carrier Gerald R. Ford, while China's first 2 aircraft carriers featured a ski jump design, so the Navy had to master the new aircraft launch and recovery systems. It is fraught with challenges, because aircraft design and pilot training is one of the most difficult and complex core technologies in the world, which no one will share with you, Li said. Ming Meng, who flew the J-15 prototype on its maiden flight from the deck of the Liaoning on November 3, 2012, when he was 41 years old, was one of the first 5 Chinese pilots to achieve certification on board. He and other senior carrier-capable pilots are now training the latest generation. State-run China Central Television said the Navy had been directly recruiting cadets from high school graduates between the ages of 16 and 19 since 2020. The average age of the newest generation of new naval aviation pilot cadets is 20, at least 10 years younger than their predecessors. The PLA Navy began training its own pilots, rather than selecting qualified candidates from the Air Force, following the founding of the Naval Aviation University in Yantai, Shandong Province, in 2017, adopting the same approach as its U.S. counterpart. Plan pilots use the Chinese-made JL-9G, a single-engine twin-seat aircraft first revealed in 2011, as an aircraft carrier trainer variant, but could not be used to simulate emergency landings on the flight deck due to shortcomings such as being too light and too slow, Ordnance Industry Science Technology, a Chinese magazine, said in a report marking the 10th anniversary of the operation of the Liaoning on September 25, 2012. That weakness has kept it limited to ground-based simulated carrier training, the Post quoted the report as saying. In recent decades, the U.S. military has used the carrier-qualified T-45 Goshawk trainer aircraft to train its pilot cadets. Now, America has developed a more advanced variant, the T-7A Red Hawk, which is equipped with a more powerful General Electric F-404 afterburning turbofan engine that will make training of fighter pilots on board more efficient, he said. China's sole aircraft carrier fighter jet, the twin-engine J-15 Flying Shark, has been dubbed the world's heaviest fighter because it weighs 17.5 tons with a maximum speed of Mach 2.4, over 2,960 km per hour, while the gross weight of the JL trainer the 9G is only 7.8 tons and has a top speed of Mach 1.05. The PLA doesn't have the luxury of having a trainer like the T-45, so the carrier-based training of Chinese pilots is completely dependent on flying the J-15, which is a huge challenge to improve their flying skills, due to the absence of a rear-seat trainer, he said. The Chinese magazine report. 2 J-15 fighters crashed in April 2016, resulting in 1 death and 1 serious injury. China has been developing a dual-seat variant of the J-15 known as the J-15S, but recent footage shown by state media confirms that the platform has been converted into a J-15D electronic warfare aircraft, according to the Macau-based military analyst, said Anthony Wang Tong. Why China's J-15S is not converted into a training aircraft like America's is a puzzling matter, Wang said, adding that one factor was the cost, which would be much higher. Zhou Chunming, a researcher with the Beijing-based Yuanwang Military Science and Technology think tank, told the Post that China is still testing the dual-seat J-15S, adopting a similar approach to the Americans when they revamped the F-15 Eagle into different versions, including the dual-seat F-15E Strike Eagle.